As I've slowly gained more and more experience in Rocket League over the years, I often think about what exactly makes some players better at this game than others. And the truth is, it's a lot of things, right? Some are really obvious, like glaring positional mistakes in a new player's game, or dazzling mechanics in a Grand Champ with thousands of hours under their belt. But one of the most important things I've learned as I've progressed through the ranks, especially this past year going from an awkward Champ 2 to a more established GC, is a lot of the time, the things that have the most impact on your game are actually very small. It's the cumulative effect of all the tiny things you become more comfortable with that really prepare you for playing the game at a higher level. One of those small factors that might not jump out to the casual Rocket League viewer is what we're going to illustrate today. And that factor is shot power. I'm calling it shot power, but it's really quite a bit more broad than just hits on offense. I'm really talking about general power on the ball. How hard you hit the ball all over the field. This is Blue. He's our lower level player example today. Blue is around the gold rank, which is actually a decent Rocket League player when you look at the entire player base. Very decent. Blue can hit the ball pretty hard, given the right amount of boost, and the right angle, and some space, and some time. And well, you get the point I'm making here. One of the biggest differences in shot power we're going to see today is how higher level players can generate more power in the exact same situations that lower level players are faced with, which is something that you might not think about when you're just watching a Rocket League player. When we compare everyone, we're going to be able to see the minute details and how different players have the ability to control their cars to connect with the ball in better or worse ways. For today's video, we sent the same training pack to Rocket League players of 5 different levels: Gold, Diamond, Champ, Grand Champ, and Pro level. Our Pro is the regular Season 9 MVP, Shock. Using this simple metric of the shot speed indicator in the instant replay, we'll be able to see what these players can do with the ball in the exact same scenarios, i.e. a training pack. Next, we asked the participants to generate the most powerful shot they could in free play in under 3 minutes. Here, we'll be able to see the different tactics our participants utilize in a more open environment. So we should get another great illustration of the small things higher level players are doing to get more power and shot speed. All right, let's get started. We begin with the gold player. It's just a ball that rolls out in front of net to see how fast they can score. Gotta score first. There it is. So we have a 61 mile an hour shot for the gold player. Moving on to the diamond. Also having a... Oh my. What? Don't... All right. It's taking a deep breath. Right down the middle. Okay, that's a solid 67 miles an hour. Let's go to the champ. Now, okay, so Tryhouse the Champ 2 is actually cheating a little bit here. You're not supposed to pop the ball up and then take a shot. You're supposed to take a shot straight from the pass, but I guess we didn't give him specific enough instructions, and clearly he's just trying to cheat the system, and he's succeeded. 71 miles an hour. Time to see what the low Grand Champ can do. Looks like he decided to go for a ground pinch there. I don't know if he got that much more power, though. 69! Nice. All right, time for a pro gamer move. Right down the middle. Easy as you like. Let's see if he got more power than everyone else. 71, that's the best non-cheat shot. Time for shot number 2. Straight down from the ceiling. Solid, 57. Time to step it up with the diamond. Oh boy, he's aerialing for this one. Oh no. Oh dear. Someone tell him. Okay, we're gonna come back when he figures out he can just drive at the ball. Let's go up to the Champ 2. Now there's the bounce shot we're looking for. You can generate a lot of power off of that. 71 miles an hour again for Tryhouse. Looks like the diamond has figured out how to do a bounce shot. Looked pretty solid to me. Another 71 mile an hour shot. The GC, same tactic. 72 miles an hour for Shock. Same type of shot. Let's see what he got on his. 71, just a hair slower than the GC. I'm starting to think this entire experiment was bullshit. Okay, I'm showing the next two together because I think they have some interesting similarities in how they both struggle early to make contact, but then they kind of adjust their strategies and make it work out. Notice how the diamond actually changed the pathing of his car a little bit to make it an easier shot, which is actually a really good thing. Helps him get 72 miles an hour versus the gold 61. Champ 2 didn't take a wide path, but he's much more patient, waiting for the ball to bounce just right to get that sweet spot on the ball, and 73 miles per hour. Interesting choice for the GC not to use ball cam. Very interesting. He gets 72 miles an hour on it. Looks like Shock has Bacchus mod on, which allows him to mirror playlist shots, which is why it's coming from the opposite direction. He really took his time to find the right part of the ball there. And he really did find the right part of the ball, 75 miles per hour. For our last one, the ball is literally stationary. You just have to put it in the net. That's a really interesting shot. He decides to just do a late flip and manages to put it in at 48 miles per hour. Diamond's gonna take a wide berth here, line it up. Didn't really flip into the ball at all, but he managed to get 62 miles an hour on that. See what the Champ 2 has up his sleeve. I think he's going for a ground pinch. Smart. Generates a ton of power there, 73 miles per hour. Very solid. Now the low GC doesn't go for a pinch on this one, which is interesting because he's gone for them on almost every other shot, but not this one. Only 62 miles per hour. Here comes Shock. He's taking the basic approach, puts it in, 70 miles per hour. All right, so this has been interesting so far, but it hasn't really proven my point that better ranked players can hit the ball better, because we clearly have some lower ranked players that seem to be better at generating more power in creative ways than others. We have seen some obvious differences, but it seems to cap at around Champ. So obviously this experiment is kind of scuffed, but I think it's going to get a little more interesting in the free play round because players have to set up their own shot. So we might see the mechanical rank factor play in a little more here. All right, let's get started with the gold. Looks like he's actually going to go for a kickoff goal. That's actually kind of smart. He's establishing a base speed. So now he can continue to try to get a more powerful shot for the rest of his 3 minutes. Let's see what the Champ 2 is thinking here. He's going for a self-pass in the corner. That's a pretty good strat. He should be able to generate a decent amount of power off of that. Just on his second attempt, gets it to fall, and puts in a solid 73 mile an hour shot. Diamond time. Looks like he's going for the kickoff 2 to establish the baseline. Meanwhile, over in low GC land, also doing the corner self-pass. Once he gets this to fall, he should have a pretty fast shot on the scoreboard. He'll continue to attempt that, but let's jump over to Shock. See what the pro can do when he's asked to give us the most powerful shot. Looks like he's going for a ground pinch off the ceiling. Oh, that did look powerful, but not quite landing yet. Meanwhile, the gold's trying to best his previous 44 by getting that self-pass lined up. Seems to be a little bit of a struggle. Speaking of struggle, that's just gonna roll right in. Meanwhile, the Champ 2 is talking to himself now.
Actually, I refuse to call Sunless. I'm gonna start just calling him Khan, because everybody calls him Sunless. They forget about the coolest part of his name, which is Khan.
It's a good point, I guess, but let's go back to the GC and see if he's lined up that self-pass yet. Yes, he has. That'll get him on the scoreboard at 72. A little bit slower than Tryhouse's self-pass. See if the gold is able to beat his 44 yet. He's decided just to circle around wide and blast it into the net. That's actually a very solid strat that I'm surprised more people aren't doing. Just place the ball bouncing in front of the net and then use a ton of boost and slam into it. That'll get him up to 60 now. Over in Diamond Land, we're going for a double tap. I'm not sure what this little hop is. It looks kind of sexy, but he's having trouble landing the double tap. Tryhouse is still trying to beat his old record. He actually might have there. 75 miles an hour. Seems like the more patient you are in focusing on contact, the better speed you'll get. The GC trying to best his previous of 72. Ooh, it's exactly the same. 72 again. Can't quite eke out a little bit faster shot in his remaining 3 minutes. Let's see what Shock's doing. Should be able to get this pinch to go now. And he does. Look like the fastest shot we've seen today. Yep, 99 miles per hour. So close to 100, and definitely the hardest shot so far in this video. The gold's managed his time really well. He actually has a little bit left over to go for an even more powerful shot, and that's exactly what he does. Bumps his score up to 70. He's now leading against the diamond. Speaking of the diamond, we're still going for this double tap, and we're still doing the hop, and we're still not hitting it. Surely one of these. Oh dear. Oh no, that's not even close. I think his 3 minutes is actually up. Yep. This is a man that's given up. So his fastest shot is actually going to be his first kickoff goal at 60 miles an hour. All right, so this was entertaining for me. Hopefully it was for you as well. Clearly we failed to really illustrate shot power, but I think we definitely did see the difference in consistency between the players, which is not what I originally set out to do, but that's how it goes in my scuffed experiments sometimes. All right, see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe if this video taught you nothing.